This next contest is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds under the rules of boxing in the 155-pound weight class and is presented by Fowler Jeep of Boulder. First, hailing from the Sparta Media Group red corner, please welcome Koi Carney.
So another debut fighter, and this guy's 19 years old, so really starting young with his fighting career, which is exciting.
Starting those combat sports athletes early.
Yeah.
And this is our one and only boxing bout of the evening.
6 foot tall, too, at 155, so I assume he's going to be a little bit taller, lankier.
We will guess him to have the reach advantage.
Yeah, I would say so against the 5'6" Felts. From Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, though, so he's a little ways from home out here. Probably not going to be the hometown boy.
And this may be one where the altitude comes into play. I've watched professional athletes come to Colorado get winded walking across the parking lot.
I've definitely been one of them. My amateur fight with Sparta back in the day, I remember round 2 started, and I was just like, what is happening to my cardio? I remember I sprinted hills. I thought I was young and dumb, and I was like, if I do enough cardio, I'll be good, no matter what happens.
No matter what.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that elevation was such a real thing.
Yeah,
You
it really does hit athletes for certain.
Boxing matches, though, they're sometimes rougher for me to watch than MMA, just because it's, the whole goal is basically punch each other in the face as hard as you can the whole time. I don't like getting punched.
So you're a professional MMA fighter, right?
Right, but that doesn't mean I have to like getting punched. That's why I just take them down, beat them up before they punch me.
Jeep of Boulder blue corner, please welcome Tyler the Wolf Phelps.
Once again, another debut fighter. So debut against debut, and both pretty young. Koi is 19 years old, but this Tyler Phelps is 22 years old. Like we said, probably does not have the reach advantage. You see the tail of the tape at 5'6" versus 6 foot.
Yeah, boxers is what Koi lists himself as versus freestyle fighters. So it may be one of those cases of Phelps training MMA, didn't have an MMA fight available, decided, well, we'll just take a little bit of a specialized focused fight here, do some boxing for an evening.
Yeah, could be. But this will be the hometown guy. I think Colorado Springs, Colorado is where he'll hail from. The Wolf Phelps. I always wonder where nicknames come from, Carney in the cage looking super relaxed. Looks like he's about to have some fun.
He's pretty nonplussed by the whole situation.
He's not even wearing boxing shorts. Like, I'll give him kudos for that. He doesn't even have to above his belly button. Ref's gonna have his workout there.
Oscar Martinez is our referee for this fight. All right, we'll take it up to Woody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds under the rules of boxing. First, hailing from the Sparta Media Group red corner, representing the world-famous Forza Combat Sports, fighting out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, please welcome Koi Carney. And his opponent, he represents Size MMA, fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, please welcome Tyler the Wolf Phelps.
Come on over, fighter. Come on over.
I think he has a wolf tattoo, so maybe that's part of it.
There we go.
Rules from here up. Okay, good.
All right, ref setting those rules about what's above the belt. See if the action starts right away with these 2 debut boxers.
Fighter ready.
A lot of
Ready.
energy.
Mark.
A couple of debut fighters in the ring, ready to go.
3 2-minute rounds. Carney's doing a good job establishing his jab, trying to pick his shots.
Yeah, immediately utilizing the distance.
Yeah, Phelps appears like he might have more of the power advantage, and he's throwing a little bit more offense.
Seems like Phelps is content to wait a little bit, too. sort of see how things play out.
Seems like it definitely eating up his body more.
Yeah, sometimes that'll allow you a chance to get a read on your opponent. The other problem is if you wait to get hit, you get hit. Oh, and a beautiful digging body shot by Carney there. Carney utilizing his reach well. I'm going to guess that probably most of the time in the gym, if he's going with guys his same weight class, he's used to be in the taller fighter.
Looks like it's smiling in there, too.
Yeah,
Carney
the
was.
advantage there is he can be pretty used to trying to utilize that advantage that he'll almost always have.
Yeah, he's definitely breaking Feltz's guard more than Feltz is doing to him. Feltz needs to be a little bit more active here in this first round if he wants to get the judge's nod.
Yeah, good guard, good footwork, a little bit of counter punching by Feltz, but not offering up tons in the way of straightforward offense.
It also makes it look bad. I don't know if his mouthpiece just doesn't fit right, but you know, a lot of movement there with his mouthpiece.
Nice straight punches by Carney. None of those had a lot of zip on them, but he just put about 7 right through by way of splitting the guard of Feltz.
Yeah, and he's definitely like blocking almost all Feltz's shots,
Yeah.
breaking Feltz's guard just over and over. High volume. Excellent job by Carney. And I don't know if Feltz's game plan is to attack the body first, but he's definitely not made much damage that's bothered Carney. Looks like he's putting a lot of power, but I don't know if Carney's feeling it.
One of the other things that I'm seeing a lot of is Feltz throwing just single shots. Carney almost never throwing only a single punch.
Right, he's just keeping going the whole time. Very high volume first round. We got 2 more 2-minute rounds.
And we can see on the replay here, Carney being the fighter that's almost always initiating the contact and almost always moving his feet forward. Feltz got up a lot of punches, but it was hardly ever by way of him initiating the attack.
Yeah, Carney keeping Feltz's guard up high, and you see him like putting in these body shots as soon as he gets his hands up, or he'll put in that uppercut straight to the chin.
Carney doing a nice job of blocking with his elbows as well, not bringing his hand down and leaving his head exposed to block the lower punches. A lot of real nice basics covered here by Mr. Carney.
Yeah. Looks like he's more experienced than he is. It's impressive.
Touch of gloves for sportsmanship, and then they'll try to render each other unconscious. Felt staggered there a little bit.
You can hear Feltz's corner telling him more volume.
And I agree with that. And I also just heard him say, don't wait for his shots. That's what I think Feltz needs the most of, is less counterpunching, more offensive attacking.
Yeah, Carney just literally looks like he's hitting a bag out there. You know, like very relaxed, very just volume, volume, volume. I would say 5 punches to Feltz's 1.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I'd like to see, and again, that big smile. If there's one thing I'd like to see more of from Carney, it's mix in some power shots in there. He seems to be able to hit his target at will. He's mixing his punches,
there's one.
body and head. He could just, he can stand to throw some more power in there.
Every fighter fights different, though, you know. Maybe he's doing it more for the volume, the points. But, you know, I got to say, it looks like the power's adding up. The face of Feltz getting red.
Definitely wearing the marks of this fight.
Feltz's arms, I think, are getting tired, too. You can see the red on his arms starting to go. Ooh, nice uppercuts by Carney there. Feltz with a good combination.
Yeah, Feltz answered back nicely, but it did pop his head up there. The proverbial Pez dispenser.
Carney just keeping that jab going. It's very interesting, too, because his jab really isn't even coming from up by his face. You know, he's not always blocking his face good with that jab hand. If Feltz would, like, kind of bait him out with that jab and go around it with his own right hand, I think he'd be able to land some good shots.
Agreed. Oh, and again, just like he's working the bag, just plants his feet and throws off about a 7-punch combination there, did Carney. 10-second clacker sounded, and Carney looking like he's going to flurry hard to finish this round. Boy, if ever a debut fighter was putting out exactly what you would want to see as a coach, Carney's doing a nice job of that.
Yeah, I wonder if his coaches are even telling him anything in there, because it looks like he's just going, you know, textbook.
Sounds like a lot of, I like what you're doing. Keep doing that. You're punching him in the head. Nicely done.
can hear Felt's corner basically telling him, volume, you got to move.
And again, checking out the replay, watching Carney mix up his punches, doing a nice job, not only switching rights and lefts, but body, head, up, down, right, left.
Yep.
Never letting his opponent know when the punches are coming, but keeping the volume consistent enough that he has to know something is coming.
Now, most impressive for me is being a debut fighter and having the defense he has. He's moving his head really well when he sees those big shots coming from Feltz, and he's keeping his triangle block up for those strong hooks that Feltz is trying to throw.
Well, I think you and I both see it pretty clearly, 2 rounds to none in favor of Carney, so Felt's going to have to do something pretty impressive here.
Yep, and unfortunately, I think he's going to be trying to swing for the hills more than he's going to be trying to do volume. I think this is more of a learning experience he needs to take back, so maybe like fighting smart here instead of going for just that power. That was a good cross, though.
Ooh.
Carney, again, though, just the volume, Feltz just isn't taking his opportunities.
Boy, really stepped in and ripped that body shot, did Carney.
Yeah, I wonder if his corners told him now's the round to let it go. Oh, you saw him try to even do that that nice little pull of the hand, land that shot. Really good boxing technique there. It's interesting, though. He's not blocking his face as much. I don't know if he's just not worried about Feltz's shots now.
Man, Carney just does not quit moving his hands. No matter, just...
It looks like 2 touch to 1 hit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just touch, and then hit as soon as he sees that guard go up.
Snap back Feltz's head a little bit there with that uppercut.
Only 40 seconds left in this debut boxing fight for both these fighters. Feltz also needs to move his feet. You see him always moving backwards as Carney's loading up, moving forwards, moving lateral.
Yeah, there's very few fighters in the world that fight well backing up.
Power now, he's got him against the cage. We'll see if he can get any kind of finish here. It seems like he's just going to keep piecing it.
Just keep up that volume and never give your opponent a chance.
Second clacker here. Feltz letting loose with a little combo, but it's too little too late.
And that's going to be it. So we'll let the judges be the ones that decide this one for us. But I think it's pretty easy work for him on that. And big smile from Carney. Got his debut fight out of the way. And
yep. Seems like both fighters kind of know what happened too, you know.
No more first fight jitters.
Right. Good sportsmanship, though, from both. And maybe that is what it's for, you know. Maybe one of them really needed to work his striking. I know I got threatened with doing kickboxing one time because I was always a wrestler and grappler and hardly ever punched in my first 8 fights. And my coaches told me if I didn't fight my next fight and not try to do a single takedown, they were going to take me out and make me do kickboxing.
That's awesome.
So that could be here, you know. It could be, maybe he's just got a grappling, wrestling background and he comes in here trying to just get his striking improved. You never know. But for the 19-year-old Koi Carney, amazing job tonight.
Definitely make that drive back to Oklahoma a little nicer carrying that W on your shoulders.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm sure his corners are proud, too. They didn't really have much of a job.
We'll take it up to Woody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard for this decision. All 3 judges have scored this bout the same, 30-27, for your winner, Koi Carney.
And there's that smile we kept referencing. Congratulations, Mr. Carney, on your debut win, sir.
19 years old. I have a feeling you guys will see him again.
Yes, indeed.